All right, I am back. Listen, I want y'all to listen to some of this insanity. When I start, and we're looking at the 10th grade, and it's kind of getting a little bit out of hand already with my drinking in a year's time. It just seems like it's, to me, back in them days, it's getting better. I can't lie about it. I think it was just something that I was going through, I couldn't complain about it. More alcohol, more partying, and more everything. It's just. But the main thing is, it just really give me all the ingredients of what I didn't have when I took it. If I didn't drink, I had my courage. I had a lot of joy. I had a lot of fun. It just seemed like everything was going the right way. Even though you'd get a few bumps in the road, but that wasn't nothing to look at as being a problem. So as my freshman year ended and my sophomore year begun, uh, athletics was becoming a bigger part of my life. I was playing football, played as a freshman, and did great. And then as a sophomore, it just started getting better. I started as a sophomore on the varsity, and that was a big plus in the way I felt about myself. But you know, it wasn't what I was accomplishing or what I was doing. It was really making things better. It just seemed like every time I would put enough alcohol in my system, it was just everything was going to get good. So that's the whole insanity about this about having alcohol in my system and it doing what it did for me. But let's carry it on to we went through the football season, had a really an outstanding sophomore year. I thought a lot of other people I guess thought, but anyway, I hate to say this and it's embarrassing, but it seemed like on Thursday night we would start our partying out, and on Friday, it was rough. I'd get up about noon. I'd have to do, play the old sick game or whatever, or just nervous. All those good things. Anyway, it was just a plain old hangover that I know today. That's what it was called. And I'd get into school. You had to get to school by time to, by noon, or yeah, I don't think you could play, or that's what they told us anyway. But anyway, I'd get there and everything would roll on. And by the time, game time, boy, I was feeling I was feeling okay. But I took it out on everybody else. I think that's what it was doing. I felt so bad. I just wanted to play and take somebody's head off. So, that was a weird everything I'm talking about. It seems like today a weird sense of thinking. It just, and it was, but it wasn't back then. I'm gonna tell you that it wasn't back then. So anyway, that took place all through my sophomore year, and like I said, I had a good season, and went an off season a little bit. We didn't do much in off season back in that day, but we had all this drinking was carrying on all the time. I played baseball, did all that, and everything was just ongoing. Party, party, party all the time. I had access because I had gotten a little car, and I had my license, and I had a little money in my pocket every now and then, and I could go out there and get what I wanted. And alcohol wasn't that much as it is today. So, you could get by with a $10 bill pretty good. But anyway, I just wanted to. But on through my sophomore year, and this was when I was around 16. I turned 16, I suppose, and I want to bring up this point because it's very meaningful in my drinking days, because it was very early too. It seemed like every time that I would drink, I would normally get drunk, if that's normal, and it always seemed that every time I would black out. I didn't know what that meant back then, but I do now. That anyway, my brain would quit recording, and all of a sudden I'm out there running and gunning and not knowing what I'm doing, and I don't even know what what went on through the night, and I would wind up in I'd be at home, or I'd be at somebody else's house, or I'd be in the yard, or I'd be in the ditch, or whatever. But I would wind up and wake up, come to, and I didn't have it. The hangovers began to subside, and I would not feel as bad. Why is that? I do not know. But anyway, but I would be trying to remember what I did. Say from just giving you estimated time, like after the sixth or eighth, ninth, 25th beer, it'd be on into the night. It would be gone. My remembrance. So the next day, by the time I'd get up and start getting things going on and rolling again, get to school, or if it was a Saturday morning, whatever you get around. Well, it always seems that one or somebody would walk up or come up to me and say, "Man, you remember what you did last night?" And I went, "Well, I'm thinking to myself, I really don't know, but what are you talking about?" And they would fill me in on all of this stuff, and I'd go, "Oh, you crazy?" I mean, I'm trying to defend myself, and they were watching me do this stuff. So that's how you get those blackouts. Is Was devastating to me. I just thought that everybody was going through that when they was drinking, but it wasn't like that with a lot of other people. So that I just want to bring that point out, because those things could be happening to you as an early age. It may be later on in your drinking days it starts happening, but that could be happening right now. The other thing that I want to bring up before I get into my junior year, well, it might have been my junior year. Let's go ahead and get into the junior year, because I had to take speech. Well, in this speech class, that's what it's all about. You get up, you make speeches in front of people, and about different subjects, and maybe even you have a back and forth talk with a couple other people, a discussion. So let me tell you, I knew this was coming, but I didn't understand the fear that I would have in regards of me doing this, because see, I'm at school and I hadn't had a drink. Okay. I didn't have any courage. I didn't have any get up and do it, without being totally paralyzed. And I actually would take a dadgum zero before I would get up and do that, because I feared that somebody or some way, I'm not a very good words talking, I may say anything. So I knew back in the day, if I said something and they laughed at me, oh my gosh, it would, I don't know, it just would turn me totally into a person that would lose all confidence in anything I was made out of. And all I was really back in them days was alcohol. It was really my confidence level. So I just want to bring out that point too, because the fear and the paralyzation of things that I would not do or I could not do. It's like I was frozen. I was so messed up on fear, because I hadn't had a drink of alcohol. So, because when I had, if I was around anybody after I'd had a drink or two, oh my gosh, it was hard to shut me up. And then and I'd say and do whatever I felt like it might be. I didn't even know, but I didn't have any fear. Courage was in the bottle, was in the can. And I want to let you all know about that, if that's happening to you, or you having that same kind of deal happen for you. So let's get on into the junior, senior year. Now, I'm going to go through this pretty fast, I think, because I don't want to go over. I've already gone to nearly 10 minutes. So I'm just going to say, because I'll come back and reminisce a little bit about these 2 years, really, because it's going into my college. And it kind of goes together. So at this particular time, in my junior year, we went into the. I'm just going to go back, round it off back into the football season. Everything looked good. I mean, I was getting better. I played better. Got a lot of different things going on. That was all good, but my drinking was more. We drank more. We did things. I mean, it just got more and more and more, and but everything was turning out okay. Everything was fine. I'd get a bump in the road. I would get some problems, but it wasn't nothing that I thought I had a problem with, because really what I was looking at is how much solutions that I had with alcohol, how much it gave me. It gave me everything. It gave me the opportunity to go do what I really wanted to do, and that's something that you want to think about also, because it was running my life. It was running my life. Senior year rolled around, and there we are. There we are again. Same thing going on. Everything's going a pretty good way. I'm still going I'm still playing with a hangover, or whatever you want to call it. When I'd wake up, come to the next morning, Friday, I'd be searching, about who would I stay with and all that. But anyway, I would get up, get ready, go to school, and be able to play that next night. And all I can say again and again on these years that I played, that it was so I felt so bad that I just took it out on anybody and everybody that was in my way. I hate to say all that, but that's just the way it was with me. That's the way alcohol had me around the neck, and I didn't want to think at any time that was a problem. So I tell you what, I'm going to leave it off right there. That's already around a 12-minute, little over. And I think I said enough to get everybody start maybe thinking about a little bit about it. So I will be back, and we'll discuss a little bit about my senior year. You want to talk about your senior year, and then we'll roll on into college, because that college, it got rough there in college, because you're getting older and you're getting freer, and you think you're better than you think you're just you're bulletproof. So listen to me. I'll be back. I appreciate it. If I'm touching anybody's life, and if I'm reaching out to anybody, and hey, give it just a little bit of ear, because this is the real truth, and you can live this way of life anytime you want to. Just find the solution, and it's not alcohol. Later, men and ladies. Bye-bye.